All right, where is it? Oh, we are live. Oh, hello. We forgot to
Joey
screwed us everything up.
It's Joey again. It's Joey once again to mess this up.
All right, that was the opening. Well, no, here we go. This is how we do it.
Joey's thing on the opening every week.
Why is this my fault?
Nothing's on here.
Why is this my fault?
Joe,
well, welcome everybody.
We're live. We're live.
We are live. I can see it.
I'll get rid of
do you want to do the intro or do
yes, you got to do the intro.
But you know what's crazy is that's what happens when you've already been drinking and not thinking. We've been drinking and not thinking. So, folks, enjoy the opening. We'll be right back.
And now, welcome to the Great Cigar and Pipe Show. Presented by Hiram and Solomon Cigars, the Oliva Cigar Family, and the J.C. Newman Cigar Company. Coming to you live from the Corona Cigar Company studios.
Oh, and here we are.
Oh, we're back! Oh my God,
we're back.
Welcome everybody.
Are we live or are we live?
Yeah, we are now live, Joey. I know
Right.
you only come on once a month to know this stuff, but it's good. Welcome everybody, and we got a great, lively show tonight, and we are pretty pumped up. The pre-show was pretty funny. We had some great laughs, and we hope to continue the laughter with you. And let's welcome, of course, the board, the great guys in Florida, and Joey.
The board. This is the board, guys. Yeah.
Hey, Matthew's on, Timmy's on, everybody's on tonight. There we go. It's been a while. Anyway, I'm Ronnie Pecorini. And down below in Tampa, we do have the one and only Kyle Gesso.
Or above Ronnie.
You. Above me tonight. Okay, no problem. It would be. And then off to Margaritaville over there. My brother, retired Bob.
My cousin, retired Bob. My brother.
I was looking at you, cuz. And then we have the one, Leo, the chooch master himself, Cousin Frank.
I'm going to do one of these because we've got a Moroccan on board today. He's not really Moroccan.
He's from Scotland. He's not Moroccan, Frank.
No, you'll know when you meet him. Obviously.
So you're doing the Sydney Green Street.
Yeah, you have to do a little bit of this. And then we have, of course, down below, as Ronnie would say, the man with his hat on reversed because he thinks he's cool.
The whirly bird.
I only go in reverse on my Segway, so that's
Joey Gulino.
So I got to wear it backwards. You know what I mean? What's going on, everybody? Joe Gulino here from Whiskey Network Magazine. That's whiskeynetwork.net. Some cool things going on. We're going to be celebrating 5 years. I think I've been on this show for 3 years now, gentlemen. Unfortunately,
yeah, 3 years too long. I think.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So I've been
more gangster since we first brought him on. Look at him now.
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing but a gangster.
Somebody.
Yeah. What did we say earlier? Infamous. Yeah, infamous.
Yeah, infamous.
First came
not famous, not famous, but infamous.
Joey has put some weight
since he first started.
Yeah, it's winter time, man. It's my winter weight. I am not embarrassed about it whatsoever. JoJo's got to eat. Okay, you understand?
Is
You
it eating
understand?
or is it just more drinking? What's causing the weight here? You know,
cinnamon bun at the mall.
Well, I mean,
oh yes, Bob, I agree with you.
Well,
Yeah.
we can roll the dice on that one.
Hey, go easy. It's a sympathy weight. You know, he's just putting on the weight with the.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
that's what it is.
Wait a minute. We have a very special wishes from Carol. She says, "Hi, Joe Gulino."
The woman that's putting the weight on for Joey. Yes, all that stress. Yes.
All the stress that Joey puts her through.
But tonight I'm very excited because we have Lou Cross, the owner of Lure Cigars, on with us tonight.
Why don't we bring him on? Right?
Let me go through this real quick.
All right,
So Lure Cigars immediately captured my heart because my father, who passed when I was 18, he was into hunting and fishing. So that's what this company kind of represents with their Lure cigar brand name, which is kind of cool. So we have Lou Cross is going to be on with us tonight to run us through the Jolly Walleye. That's the
Jolly Walleye.
Yeah.
I call it Walleye.
Walleye.
I call it Wally.
Walleye, whatever you
Wally Walleye. Joe,
I'm drunk.
Oh my God, Carol, take him away.
It's a walleye. It's a fish, not the Wally. I mean,
he's thinking about Wally Cleaver.
Okay, Walleye, Jolly Walleye.
There you go. You know, you can tell Joe's a fisherman.
I was trying to rhyme there, so
Yeah, I know, but you're not a rapper, Joe.
Let's go with that.
I thought it was a gangster for a second, but obviously I'm not.
You're neither.
And then we have Jack Breslin on. He's gonna run us through what we're pairing the cigar with, which is this Uncharted Whiskey Company, which is an independent bottler company that he owns. This is Thunderstruck. It's a 7-year Oloroso sherry cask finished whiskey from Auchroisk. I knew I was going to mess that up. Auchroisk.
That's because you're trying
Distillery. Us Americans, we always botch these Gaelic names on these whiskeys. So that's what we have going on tonight. My pairing reviews, which is what I do for Whiskey Network, is I review cigars and how they pair with different whiskeys. You can find those articles on whiskey-network.net on the lifestyle drop down to the Sips and Stogies section of the magazine. I've been writing for the magazine for about 4 years now. I probably have over 50, 60 different pairing review articles up. So if you're looking how to pair your cigar with a whiskey, you're definitely in the right place. And definitely visit that website too for all my articles and more information on the tactics and techniques that we use to pair our cigars with our whiskey. And this pairing, so this is like an in-your-face type of cigar. And this is definitely an in-your-face type of whiskey. And it's because it is 59.1% ABV. It's almost 60%. So it is a heavy hitter. We're going to need some water to add to this whiskey to bring it down a little bit to the boldness level of this cigar. That's going to be for the direction of the pairing that we go from whiskey to cigar. First, we'll do cigar to whiskey, and we'll see why we need to add water with that direction of the pairing. We just recently came off our January pairing, which was the Don B. Lancero, and that was with Jay Roberts from the Whiskey Lab, which is I'm assuming it's like the umbrella company that encompasses all these independent bottlers like Jack. Also on the show tonight we're going to have Tara Senato. She's a bartender and whiskey enthusiast. She's going to give us her take on the whiskey and have some fun with us as well. So that's what we have going on tonight. If you want to go ahead and bring on our guests.
Yes, let's do that, because you know what? I have a lot of questions to ask people.
Yeah. All right. There's our guy. There's our guy Lou and Tara. And
let me get these guys.
There is Jack. And Jack is actually from Scotland, but he's coming to us from Morocco. He is on a 007 mission in Morocco that he can't really talk about. But we're gonna go right to Jack, because it is like 2 something in the morning there. Jack, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Uncharted Whiskey Company?
Yeah, I'd love to. Thanks for a great intro. I'm Jack Breslin. I'm one of the owners and founders of Uncharted Whiskey, and it's been kind of an amazing journey. So, Uncharted Whiskey is an independent bottler, and I'm sure most people who follow this show will know what that means. But just to surmise it really quickly, is we don't own a distillery in Scotland. What we do is we buy casks from all different distilleries all over Scotland. And if we really, really love them, we'll put them into bottles, and we get 200 or 300 or 400 bottles of something really special. And when it's gone, we're on to the next thing. Right. So the whole company is just me and my good lady Dana. It's just two of us. So we are completely independent in everything we do. We've got no shareholders. We've got no debt. We don't owe anything to anyone. And our golden rule is if we try whiskey and we love it, that we quite happily come on to a cigar and whiskey pairing, or we can go to a trade show, or we can go and stand in a shop and do a barrel top, and we can look someone in the eye and say, we love this. And if you love a product, it's easy to sell it and to market it and to talk about it, and that's what we love to do, and that's what we're still doing. So Uncharted Whiskey is now 5 years old. There's still just the two of us, and we do it all. We build the website, we do the buying, we do the re-racking, do the bottling, come up with the names. We were in the USA last year. We did a bit of a whirlwind tour from Chicago to New York, DC in 12 days, did 3 whiskey shows, and back to Scotland, and now we're taking a vacation in Morocco. So it's a bit of an unusual one, to be honest, but here we are. And we've got a cat. I didn't really see Tara's cat. We've got a bonus guest.
Appearance.
He's so bad.
So does that surmise it?
Yeah. So here's a question for you. So when you're out there and you're thinking about getting a cask, and you're first coming up with your company, and you're thinking about this, the name Uncharted, why was that something that you thought would really kind of encompass your brand? Because it's you and it's your brand, it's your baby.
Absolutely, yeah. So Uncharted, we scratched our heads for a long time about what to call the company, and how do you communicate, what it is you want to do in a single word or two, and it's a tremendously difficult thing to do. But Uncharted Whiskey for us was about, it was always, and I know everybody says this, and I'm sure all your guests say this, we wanted to do something a little bit different,
right?
That maybe you don't see in every single bottle of whiskey. If you go to a good whiskey shop, you'll find a lot of, iterations of the same stuff. And we wanted to be something that was kind of off the grid, and we were off-piste. So, and that's kind of what we've done. And I think when we talk about the whiskey a little more, you'll see it's pretty out there. It's pretty wild. We've not pulled any punches. We've not spared any expense. We've not taken any shortcuts. This is a phrase in the wine world called minimal intervention whiskey. When we take great spirits we love and great casks we love, we put them together, and what comes out is what you get. So we never filter. We don't ever artificial color or anything. It's natural. It is what it is, and you take it or leave it.
Yeah. No, I love it. And the first thing right out of the I'll give it the sniff test, and it was really it came up like a maple syrupy,
yep.
And even just looking at it, because it is so dark. It's one of the whiskeys that I would say is probably one of the darkest whiskeys I've ever seen.
I would agree with you on that.
Right?
Yeah.
So how do you come across this barrel? This is a pretty uncommon distillery.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So Auchroisk Distillery is in the north of Scotland and Speyside, and you might be familiar with a brand called J&B.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Do you know the blending J&B? So J&B was doing well and was ticking over, and this is in the 70s and whatnot. And then they decided that they needed more single malt in the long term to be able to sustainably make J&B into the future, because it was a worldwide global brand. So they set about to build a new distillery purely to make single malt whiskey to feed the J&B blending. And that was what Auchroisk was. So that's why it's a rare distillery, is because most of it historically has always gone into J&B and still continues to be the heart and soul of J&B. But if you want to try Auchroisk in its pure, unblended,
unadulterated,
come to us, indie guys, you know, because we're the ones who are really putting out the single cask stuff, the unusual stuff. So if you've ever had a J&B and Coke or whatever, you've already tried Auchroisk, but you didn't try it in a format you could actually taste what the distillery has to offer.
Right.
Yeah, there was some very unique tasting notes on the website itself, which is thewhiskeylab.com, and that's where you can find this bottle in all of Jack's expressions. On the nose, they have this really unique, deep, sticky toffee, Nutella, brown sugar, leather, and cigar box. So that immediately caught my attention. I'm like, okay, this is the type of whiskey that we want to pair with a cigar for sure. On the palate, you guys have new leather, Christmas pudding, and vanilla ice cream. A touch of water brings the caramel and toffee chocolate box to life. And yeah, absolutely, we're going to want to add a little bit of water to this whiskey to bring it down to the level of this cigar. On the finish, you have long tingling spice, chocolate, and cinnamon Danish pastries. And another reason, and we'll get into the cigar in a little bit, but another reason why it pairs well is that leatheriness. Because this is, in my opinion, like a very leathery type of cigar, especially in the final third of the cigar. But yeah, the whiskey is pretty incredible. And so you bottled it at 59.1%. That's right out of the cask, I'm assuming.
Absolutely. You know, we pulled this sample out of the cask, I think, and I mean, you can check the archive on my website to double check my dates, but I think we pulled the cask sample in September and we loved it. And by the time we actually got it moved and got it bottled and whatnot, we were into kind of October, early November. And in that time, either through margins of error or through just evaporation, our ABV dropped from 59.9 to 59.1. So like when we say it's minimal intervention, we do nothing. We really don't. If you guys have got the bottle in front of you, I think you'll notice the ABV is handwritten.
Let me see that, Joey. Hold on.
A little closer. Make it a little larger.
There you go.
It's not on that
one.
Not on that one. 59.1 on there.
Yeah.
So we had to pull the. No, actually, do you know why? It was handwritten. It was not handwritten on the US labels because we had to reprint them because the cola laws are so strict. We had to reprint all these labels for the US market. So
fuck the US. They get
everyone else in the world had handwritten labels, but the USA got proper printed ones. We had to keep the cola guys happy. So, So,
but yeah, this is just an in-your-face Scotch whiskey, man. I mean, it's the spiciness, obviously, from that high ABV. Tara, I want to know what Tara's thinking on the whiskey here.
This would make a great whiskey to use in hot toddies.
Right.
Because of the potency. And like to pair it with lemon would be boss. Like a little honey on the bottom. You know what I'm saying? I love hot toddies. And this would probably be my go-to, you know, because now everyone is getting sick and not like everyone stays home, you know, like they should. They just want to go, you know, so I could hear it if they're sitting there and they're sniffling or whatever. And I'll say, let me make you a hot toddy. You know, they're the best. So this, I mean, it's great. It has such a rich flavor and you could just tell like it's going to pack a punch. Like I feel like this is something they would drink in like the West.
Sarsaparilla, right?
You have to be riding a horse while drinking.
Lou, you have the whiskey too as well, right?
I sure do. Yeah, absolutely.
So what are your thoughts on the whiskey and what you anticipate on how it will pair with your cigar?
Everything that's been set up to this point, and I've not had the whiskey until today, so I can say that from the cigar notes that you mentioned in the whiskey, it's going to definitely be something that's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to kind of enjoying the whiskey and smoking the cigar and seeing how it progresses as the cigar progresses.
Oh, without a doubt. Lou, you hit it out of the park with this cigar.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now. This is
he hit it out of the ocean. Out of the ocean, man. That's how good it is.
He caught a huge. This is not an exaggeration, folks. This is not a fishing story. Let me get Lou's thing off of his face.
Get the lure off his mouth.
But Lou, this is truly, this is a whale of a cigar. I mean, it's fantastic. Wow.
Yeah.
So why Thunderstruck? That's my next question. That's that
Have
caught
you
my
tasted it?
attention.
Yes, Thunderstruck makes
That's why.
I guess.
It's a fun.
Because we saw it, like the sample, like you said, we saw the sample. It was black as night. It's like super dark, natural color. 59.9, 7 years old, utterly wild whiskey. You know, you were talking about people drinking it in the West. I think they were drinking it in the Wild West.
When they had to amputate something.
Yeah.
It's
Cut your hand off here. Drink this. Yeah.
It hurts. This thing.
But you know what, though? As much as people may say, "Well, I don't like something that's that high of an ABV," I think it's very sneaky because I don't think it's at that spice level where you can't enjoy the Scotch. It's beautifully done at 59.1. It's the right temperature for that.
Those bold like sherry notes and like figgy, like fruity notes that definitely mesh well with that ABV and just kind of make everything just linger on your palate. It's amazing.
And if I could just build on something you just said there, the high ABV, yes, this is really drinkable at the high strength, but at our, because we're, like I said, we're independent, so we can kind of do what we want. No one's going to stop us or challenge us. If it doesn't sell, then it'll sell eventually. Because it's good liquid. We would rather put something out at the natural cask strength, at its natural form. And we get less bottles and everything costs a bit more. And at least in the UK, we have to give the taxman a lot more money.
Right.
But you guys can put your own water in the whiskey. You can't take mine back out.
Right.
So 59.1, I know it's hot. But if you taste it and you think, wait, that's too hot, just put some water in it.
Right.
I take it too far down. You can't lift it back up.
What I'm loving about the Whiskey Lab is the access to these very unique, uncommon distilleries. Like we did the Braval distillery in January with Jay. That was an amazing Scotch. I think as soon as we all wrapped up the show, every one of us jumped online and bought a bottle immediately.
Yeah, it's in my bar right now.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, how are you guys getting this access to these unusual distilleries that others aren't necessarily getting?
Scotland's a small country, and the whiskey industry is even smaller. So I've been working in the Scotch industry now for 10 years. I've been self-employed in the Scotch industry for 10 years and living in Scotland. So, it's just about getting network, getting to know people.
The relationships.
Absolutely. The whole thing is very human. It's very people orientated. It's about, essentially when these distilleries give you this spirit, they really are trusting you with their brand.
Right.
Because if you take their spirit and you go and put out a bad whiskey, that damages them.
Right.
As well as damaging us. So if we take their spirit and we do something really special with it, and we package it up really nice, and we send it to the USA, and you guys put it on your Cigar podcast, and everybody loves it, those guys love us. So it's all about just time-honored tradition. The independent bottler's always been there, and that's a really interesting peek into history if you want to talk about that.
Right, yeah, because as a whiskey nut, you go through these core ranges from these major distilleries, and then you're looking for something a little more, with up the ante with like the ABV and the unique casks that you guys have access to. So I'm kind of been digging these independent bottlings of different distilleries. Absolutely, and that's when I'm at the store, I'm going right to these independent bottlers. Single Cask Nation just got for the second year in a row, Independent Bottler of the Year from Whiskey Icons. Remember we had him on. We had him on, I think, twice or three times at this point.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Yeah. Oh man, what his name escapes me now.
Is he based stateside?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know him then. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's Joshua Hatton.
Josh Hatton. That's right.
Yeah, Joshua Hatton. That's super cool. So that's obviously something to strive for. How many independent bottlers are underneath the Whiskey Lab umbrella name?
I don't know, but I would think it was about 4 or 5 now, maybe 6, something like that.
And how did you link up with Jay and get involved in the Whiskey Lab?
Oh wow, that's a good question. I think Jay just contacted me out of the blue one day saying, "Hey, I really like your brand," and chat, and we had no representation in the US, and we got our heads together and got talking, and we were able to do some stuff together. I mean, I really have a lot of time for Jay from knowing him a year ago.
Yeah.
You know, we now distribute in the USA. We've been to visit him in the USA. We've been to his house in Washington, at DC, and just him and his whole family are just so nice. And I've got a lot of time for the Whiskey Lab. So, they're, for anyone watching, they're a new start independent whiskey farm, bringing great Scotch, like you said, into the USA. So long live indie whiskey in all its forms.
Yeah, nice. And for the audience, you will have an opportunity to win the bottle. Kyle, do you want to throw up the tonight's hashtag?
Hashtag, and share, everybody. Hit the share button. Get this show out to all you know.
You're going to be able to win that bottle plus some Jolly Walleyes, or as Joey would say, Jolly Wally.
Cigar.
There's the hashtag.
Look at it closely. Spell it correctly. Keep it up there, folks.
Spell it correctly, because
a lot of letters there.
It's not that many letters, Ron. You're just old.
For Ronnie, it's a lot of letters.
It looks like Greek to me. What can I tell you? Start putting it in there. Come on, everybody.
As usual, you got to stay through the whole thing and catch us at the end, because if you're not here at the end, you will not win.
Pass. Next.
That's right. We'll pass you up like
Thanks, Eduardo, for sharing as soon as he came on. See, that's the type of people we like. Everybody who shares us. There you go.
And we're gonna have 3 separate winners tonight. Was I hearing that?
3 separate winners tonight. Yes.
There. See.
Yep. Because we've got some swag, we've got some Lure swag, along with cigars. So, folks, make sure you stay to the end and find out more. Because again, I can't wait to talk to Lou about how this all started for him.
Yes, absolutely, Lou. Why don't you get us into who you are and how this Lure Cigar Company came about?
He's Lou.
Sure.
What do you think he is?
So I started the company after my dad passed away in 2023. He passed away in June, and he was 90 years old. And my dad and I enjoyed smoking cigars for over 30 years together. And so we've been a cigar enthusiast and smoked all different kinds of smokes and everything else. And towards the end, we had a celebratory birthday for him on his 90th birthday. And I wanted to have a cigar rolled for him from a buddy of mine, Nimr Ahmad from Valakari Cigars. And I said, can you make a cigar for my dad? And he said, sure. Well, long story short, the cigars didn't make it from Nicaragua to get to Tallahassee, where we live, in time. But we had a great time. We celebrated his birthday, and everybody got to come in, family and friends and everything else. Well, the cigars showed up a couple weeks later, and my dad's health declined, and he was kind of just really tired. He said, I'm really done. I've had a great life. I have no regrets. And he passed away in his sleep. And so at the funeral, for his wake and his funeral service, I gave the eulogy, and I gave the cigars out at the event. And so people took the cigars, and I said, if you have a cigar smoker in your family, or you have a friend, or if you don't smoke cigars and want to smoke something, think of my dad and see what happens. And so over the next couple of weeks after the service, I had all kinds of text messages and direct messages and phone calls and video calls, and people coming up to me and saying, I smoked that cigar. I had a great time. And it got me thinking. I said, it's probably one of those things. I don't want to get to the end of my life and regret not doing something you want to do. And anybody who's ever been a cigar enthusiast, they have 2 dreams, right? You're either going to own a cigar lounge or you're going to have your own cigar, And I wasn't in a position to do the cigar lounge and do the whole real estate and all that kind of stuff. I said, but I can do a cigar, and maybe I'll have a cigar. And so as a tribute to my dad, we came out with the first cigar in Black Friday of 2023. And that was the Big Lou. And the Big Lou was a dark Corojo, and it was a gift from Nimmer. They had been working on that blend for a couple of years. I did not have the ability to go down to Nicaragua and blend in the factory, and we tried to do some things remotely and validate some blends for Habano because that's what I wanted to do. And we just kind of didn't have enough time to hit the holiday market. So he said, go with this blend, and it was a beautiful cigar. So we had the Big Lou. And that rolled out in 3 different vitolas. We had the Big Lou Torpedo, the BLT, because my dad loved BLT sandwiches. And then we had the Little Tony. So the Little Tony was the Robusto. And my son, he's 6'5", so his name is Anthony. So I called Little Tony because when he was little, we called him Little Tony. So that went into the first part of the year for 2024, and people received our cigars very well. And I wanted to put something out there that I was proud of and that people would enjoy. And I got such a kick out of people smoking the cigars. And I wanted to tie it into an activity that was something that brought it back to my dad. And so fishing and cigars were always something that we had. My parents lived on a little bit of a little pond. I'll call it a lake, but it was more of a pond that had bass, bluegill, crappie, shellfish. You could always go out and cast a line and have a story. And then, of course, you sat around smoking cigars, telling tall tales. And so our slogan is smoke great cigars and tell tall tales, because I want people to get together and smoke great cigars and sit there and tell stories, because the stories are what keep you connected to other people. And cigars connect people. So as we rolled out and went forward in the spring of that year, my daughters, I have 2 daughters, they were like, when are we going to get a cigar named after us? And I had no idea if they were even paying attention.
Oh, wow. That's great.
I finally got a Habano that I liked. And so the Habano that came out was the Tally Alley and the Toro. Her name is Allison, and we live in Tallahassee, both nicknames Tally and Alley. So the Tally Alley came out. And then my middle child is Nicole, but her nickname is Coley. So I called that the Holy Coley. So that came out in 2 vitolas. And as we rolled out and went forward, I wanted to have names that were alliterative, very similar to the old-fashioned lures that were back from the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s.
Right.
Those companies like Headin and Bomber and things like that, they had the Super Duper, and they had very rhyming kind of names that were catchy names. And so I wanted that same kind of thing to happen with the cigars. So we came out with the Habano, and then we said, you know what? I want to do a tribute cigar to my dad that is going to be released on his birthday, June 1st, every year. Father's Day is in June, and he passed away in June. So June has a very, very strong connection to my brand and me personally. So when I was sitting around the lounge talking to my friends, the cigar that they said, well, you got to do the last cast. And then fishing, whenever you're fishing and you go out and you plan a fishing trip, whether it be an afternoon, a morning, or several days, you always have that moment where you come to the end of the fishing event and you say, this is the last cast.
Right.
This is the time where you're going to throw one more cast out in the water. You're going to reel it in a little bit slower.
Yep.
You're going to reel it, put a little more action on the lure. You're going to try to get that one bite that you didn't get.
Bite. Yeah,
one
exactly.
last bite.
Right.
And so as a tribute to my dad, if I could have one time to be able to smoke with him, I wanted one last cast. And so that is a Connecticut broadleaf that we brought out, and that was released in June. Well, as far as anybody, when you're making cigars, you're not going to make 50 cigars. You're going to make 5,000 cigars. You're going to make 20,000 cigars. And so when you're dealing with a factory, you get extras. And I was a small company just starting out last year. We've only been just over a year old officially. And I said, I've got some extra tobacco. And what can I do that I can experiment? Because I love the idea of going and trying some new things, but I don't necessarily want to put a commitment to 20, 30,000 cigars.
Right.
So we came out with a concept called catch and release. Just like in fishing, we put them in 5-packs. And so these are catch and release. They come out and they're when they first came out, they were unbanded and they were just in a 5-pack. Great price point that people could sit there and do. And that was so well received by people because they got to try an exciting cigar that we were excited about. And then we used that to guide our blending process to get feedback from folks. So the first one we did was a Connecticut broadleaf leading up to the last cast. We called that the Speckled Perch. This past fall, we released one called the Brownie Trout. It was like fresh corner brownies, fudge brownies. It had this San Andreas wrapper to it. It was a box press, and it sold out. So it's been a fun experiment getting to this point. And coming up full circle to where we are now, the holiday season, I wanted a cigar that I could enjoy with all the different holiday treats. This whiskey is pairing so well with this cigar.
Exactly.
And I'm like, it is like if you had to take flavor notes from what you described and what I've got on the packaging, where you've got cinnamon, honey graham cracker, that salted caramel note that's in there, that the longer finish on the whiskey, and then it's got the leather notes to it that are kind of on the mid part of the palate.
Yes.
And there's just a little bit of chili pepper on the cigar that matches with the spice from the Scotch. So what a great experience tonight. And I wanted to thank you all for giving me the opportunity to come out and smoke with you and then to try this whiskey. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, fantastic.
Awesome.
Thanks for putting out some great smokes there, Lou.
I mean, Lou, you're like, again, from someone who really didn't come from a background in cigar manufacturing and making, I can tell you that these are special cigars because we've smoked quite a few of them and we love them all. And they're all very unique and different from each other. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
And whiskey, again.
Yeah. Clay Atkins is asking Lou if he has a website.
Yes. LureCigars.com, LURE cigars.com. And follow us on Instagram at Lure Cigars. That's where we put most of our daily information and things like that. We're posting constantly to Instagram. So if you smoke our stuff or smoke other things, let us know what you like. We're always loving to try other people's stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Smoke great cigars and tell us all tales.
Yeah, there are also got people asking about the website for the whiskey.
I put that in the chat.
Yeah, the Whiskey Lab.
Yeah, I put
that
you
in
did?
the chat. So make sure they store it. Okay.
Whiskey
Whoever asks or those who are asking, take a look at the chat, and you have that information there also, folks.
Lou, do you want to give us the rundown on the blend here?
Sure. So when we were taking our Habano is kind of my go-to cigar, my everyday cigar that I like to smoke.
Bless you, Ken.
And the Nicaraguan factory we work with is Tabacalera Pages, and Raymond Pages is doing some amazing things when it comes to the premium lines of cigars that he's putting out. Raymond basically came up with Nimmer and me sitting around, and we were talking about how to take the Habano and the Holy Coley and the Tally Alley, and I wanted to amp it up. And so I wanted to give it something a little more oomph. The strength was there, but I wanted to bring out that Ligero in that Amatepe.
Right.
And that Amatepe Ligero that's in that. So the binder of this cigar is Amatepe Ligero.
Yep.
And then we left more Ligero in the filler. And so the jalapa is that sweetness that you get. You get the jalapa.
Yep.
And then it's all wrapped in a Habano 2000 wrapper. And that Habano 2000 wrapper provides a little bit more balance that you've got with that. So this cigar, when I first smoked the samples that were coming in the middle of the year, it reminded me of Christmas. It reminded me of the holidays. It reminded me of cookies. My Italian grandparents, in terms of the Tidals, and you're smoking a Scaliti and all the different cookies. I said, this is just like going to grandma's house.
Right. And then you got that Christmas pudding on the palate of the whiskey.
Absolutely.
Right.
I mean, absolutely. And there's almost like a dried fruit raisin kind of fruit cake note to it that kind of finishes, and it's just so. And it keeps the palate moist when the whiskey. So, the cigar is actually it's stronger than you think. I mean, there's a lot of nicotine in this cigar. But the flavors are at least present to help balance that out. Very similar to this whiskey. You've got a high ABV whiskey that's here. The cigar is a high nicotine content cigar, but the flavors actually help you enjoy the cigar and enjoy the whiskey because you don't notice the strength of that's there.
Yeah, exactly. I love the brownie shade of the wrapper.
Yeah,
it's like it's extremely smooth, extremely oily. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
Oh, absolutely.
On the wrapper.
Wrapper is first class.
The construction, it's almost like Cuban-esque. So kudos to the manufacturer there.
I have to give props to the artist. I'm like you were saying about the whiskey. I don't own the factory. I have to go, and I'm depending on people that are professionals in their own right. They own the factories. They have the workers. They don't work for me. That are the rollers, and they are putting all their reputation, and they're putting everything out there, and they're letting me take that product and put it out there, and I get excited because I get to share it, and my story helps to sell cigars. But at the end of the day, it's because they are talented in making and doing what they're doing. The real craftsmen and craftspeople that are there, the men and women that are making that product, they are doing such a fantastic job, and kudos to them because I can pick I could pick something that I like, and I try it, just like you were saying. I try it, and I go, oh my gosh, I want to share this with other people.
Mm-hmm.
And I get so excited about other people smoking the cigar and telling their own story and learning about their experience with it. That's the real reward. I mean, sure, it's a business, but at the same time, the reward of having people enjoy things is just, it's what makes it for me.
Yeah. So the side sniff, I get like the freshest odor of fresh hay on that side sniff. It was pretty incredible. The dry foot odor is actually kind of moist, and like nice hints of like minty milk chocolate over that really fresh hay odor. And did you guys have a chance to dry draw the cigar? Because this was like the boldest. I got like the boldest notes of like oats and like raisin bran on that dry foot, on that dry draw.
The dry draw, yeah.
Man, just incredible.
Yeah.
Getting into the first third of the cigar on the foot smoke odor. This was like one of the most unique foot smoke odors I've experienced on a cigar. I got like pistachios over like sweet melon and gingerbread notes on that foot smoke odor, which is pretty incredible.
I think there's, you know, Joey, what I get too is, and I think it's because of the Tempe, there's a minerality to it. There's a saltiness, almost like a salty, and then mixed with the whiskey, I'm getting a little bit more caramel. When you added the drop of water, you're going to get a little bit of that caramel. So you get that salted caramel feel on it. That's what I was kind of getting there. I'm
saltwater taffy.
Saltwater taffy.
Get down at AC.
Exactly.
That type.
You know, it's really delicious.
Very, very complex first third. You definitely get like a sweet honeyed graham cracker note, with like some like sweet like hazelnut like coffee creamer type notes. You get that light wood spice, and you get like another hint of that milk chocolate in the first third there. You guys getting that?
So I'm getting going from the cigar to the whiskey. I'm taking a trip down to the mall food court, and I'm going to Cinnabon. I'm getting that
the cinnamon. I get the cinnamon too, Kyle, 100%.
You know, you got that nice cream cheese frosting with that cinnamon. Oh man, this is a trip down memory lane.
So you don't think it's good for an Italian Christmas afternoon smoke?
Christmas cookies. Oh, yeah.
It reminds me of the.
I guess you just want an espresso or even a cappuccino.
Cookies, the Italian cookies, all assorted, and you get that nice odor when you walk into it, and it's again, this is a cigar pairing that everyone needs to have that experience. So this is. Again, this whiskey is another one, Joe, that blew my mind. Literally, another mind-blown whiskey.
Now, the retro hail in the first third is kind of intense.
Yeah, it has a little bit more of an intensity.
Little intense in the first third here. You get like those sweet chocolatey and woody and leathery notes on that retro hail, but it's got like a little bit of a kick in the first third, and I could have been. Yeah, but I could immediately tell, it's gonna mellow out for sure. Yep. So yeah, definitely got some nice kick in the first third here. So the first direction of the pairing is cigar to the whiskey, and when you go in that direction, I did not add any water yet, so I got intense and creamy sherry covered in dark chocolate in this higher ABV, the 59.1% ABV of the whiskey. It was overpowering the cigar just a little bit, so that's why I wanted everybody to have a little water on hand. Right. You could use, like spring water or whatever type of bottled water you have with you. Just add it to the whiskey, and we'll get into the second, third here. But is that what you guys got on the pairing?
The pairing, like I said, what's interesting is off the bat, I wasn't, and usually me, Joe, I steer clear of the higher ABV because sometimes it's just too overwhelming. But I wasn't overwhelmed by the ABV on this whiskey. It didn't say, Frank, just take it easy. Right. It actually welcomed me without having to, it didn't put its hand on my throat and said, you're gonna have a rough time with this. This is truly, no, it didn't. It's very interesting because some ABVs at that ABV, I can't even drink. I can't even sip. So a testament to the distiller because this is just It's sweet. It's good.
It's just a gentle hand on your thigh.
It is. It's a gentle hand on your thigh. Now, if you'll give it a little squeeze to know that it's there.
I think Tara liked that one.
Oh my God!
And you don't want to get any lower. That's all I can tell.
Like what perspective? Oh my God!
Are you thinking of a drink here? Are you trying to come up with something with after everything we've been talking
well, outside of a hot toddy, what else would you? What's your favorite whiskey drink to make?
Old fashions have really taken like a life of their own. I feel like the younger generation, like the newer kids that are just turning 21, 22. I'm, 41, so I've been bartending since I was 21, so 20 years. I was goofing around behind the bar once, and I put amaretto on the bottom of a old fashioned, and it was really good. I skipped the bitters, I skipped the soda water, I muddled the fruit and sugar, and then I floated it in that amaretto. So like this whiskey, like you guys were saying, it's so, despite it being so high alcohol content, you don't really taste it. You know what I'm saying? It's to make it dangerous though too. Like I can see girls enjoying this because not a lot of girls or women will order whiskey because it is a little, harsher. They don't know how to order it. A lot of bartenders don't know how to make things nowadays. They're all, the Manhattans up are so good. This would be amazing with just a little cherry juice. I could chill it, serve it up, and do like a cherry juice like in the bottom with a cherry. There's a lot you can do with this. This is really good scotch. I love it.
Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome. So getting into the second third of this cigar, the chocolate kind of starts to dominate the experience. The cigar becomes sweeter and creamier. It becomes like a much easier smoking cigar in the second third of the cigar. You get those wood notes reappear, but now without like that spicier kick is kind of mellowed out. The retrohale, like I said, actually settled down a bit, and it got like bolder with creamier notes of like saddle leather. You guys getting that like saddle leather on the retro?
More briefcase leather for me, because you have been walking around with my case.
Wow. Okay, Frank, you took that to a whole level. Briefcase.
You haven't licked the saddle in a long time.
No, that's Joey's job.
What do you think of that old-fashioned Manhattan that she described?
I do like
that. Sounds
with the amaretto. That
sounds dangerous.
Actually, I just had that exact mix the other day at Las Tregas at the restaurant.
Place.
Really, it was delicious. Yeah, it was really good.
I love it. You could do so many things. I feel like if more bartenders educated themselves on whiskeys, different flavors, they would know what to pair it with and how to serve it. But a lot of people, they don't take it seriously nowadays. Like they just see it as, just serving beer and shots. But when you actually make cocktails, that's the art of it. To actually mess around with things, and you could offer it and pair it with, cigars or, I'm saying different hors d'oeuvres, different food. Like alcohol isn't just to give you a buzz. I mean, it could add, a lot to a meal, to the palate.
You need to become an artist. You need to be the artist of it,
Right.
I mean, it really is. Some really are. It's a craft. It's an art. Yeah.
Absolutely. Lou, how are we doing on the second third of your cigar here?
I'm enjoying it, and I'll tell you, you guys are hitting the notes just the way that they were intended. You were mentioning a cocktail that would pair well with this, and I had a Scotch cocktail called a Rusty Nail, I think it was called, and it had cherry juice.
Scotch and
cool.
Yeah, and Drambuie, and so
really
you've got that honey note with it too. Would be another cocktail I think would go, and this Scotch would hold up to that Drambuie dominance that's in there as well. I think that, from the standpoint of this cigar, one of the notes that I always got with this particular blend was the salt. And that saline. So the saline, that earthy, salty quality to it, the volcanic region of Amatepe where they grow the tobacco, that salt makes your palate salivate.
Exactly.
And you really get to be able to enjoy all these other flavors. And so when paired with a good whiskey that can hold up to the strength of the cigar, I really appreciated the water added to this, and it allows my palate to be coated, and it stays and it holds instead of burns. It just holds that flavor profile to that as well.
Right. So now that we've added a little water to the whiskey to bring it down. That's the great thing about these cask strength whiskeys is you can add a little water and play with it, bring it down to the level that you appreciate it the most. So now we've added a little water. Now we're going to go whiskey to the cigar. I get sweet sherry notes turned to roasted leathery s'mores. And that is a very unique result from this direction of the pairing, and I absolutely loved it. This direction of the pairing I have here in my notes brings the smoker to the campfire in the middle of the woods. Absolutely, and I think that was kind of your intention with this cigar.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we're on track here.
Joey, before you continue, we got Clay Atkins asking Lou, where is your company out of?
Tallahassee, Florida is where I'm out of, but the factory's in Nicaragua. So all of our cigars are made in Nicaragua currently.
All right.
There you go.
Kyle, why don't you put up that hashtag one more time?
Yeah.
Yep.
Everybody get your hashtag in, all you latecomers. We got 3 prizes going out tonight. All right. There's going to be 3 winners. Obviously, the last one is going to be the grand prize winner. But make sure, and please hit the share button on, everybody. Share this. Let's get Lou out there. Let's get this wonderful, incredible whiskey out there. And let them all hear what Tara has to say about the next mix drink that she's going to tell you what to make. Enjoy that cigar.
No, right? I mean, this is Joe. Joe has been really, I don't know. Joe has been taking things to the next level. For whatever reason, he's gotten better at this.
Well, I'm a gangster. I'm a gangster, Frank. That's what gangsters do.
When you reversed your hat, that's when everything changed for him. All of a sudden,
he went from class to ass. Yes, absolutely.
And I've got my Tvunder underneath here, Tara.
I love it.
Just so you know.
Wait, is that Scottish guy wearing a kilt? Are you wearing a kilt?
I'm not wearing a kilt, but I've just been online to buy a hat to put in backwards.
Scotland's on the map because of Outlander. I hate to tell you, a lot of people.
You can buy one of these and wear it backwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can send me one. Yeah. Yes. And I was wearing my kilt last month. The 25th.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Are you
next time?
Sarah, where can we find this Tvunder t-shirt?
So I had to put kind of like a halt on it because I've been concentrating on my patent. So I've sold about 75 shirts. That's just me kind of selling them out of the car, I guess you could say. But so I mean, the fabric is really nice. It just, I guess it's to, kind of a niche market. If, because like you guys are all wearing button down shirts. Not every guy, wants to have their shirt showing. Like you have a zip up. So like, even if you didn't want your shirt showing, but you wanted that protection under your arms, it just offers like a more fashionable option than having like a crew neck t-shirt underneath a button down. Because for me, anytime I went on a date with a guy that had a shirt like that, I ended up paying my half of the bill. 100%.
Hey, Tara, do you have one to show everybody? Do you have one you could throw up on the screen?
Yeah,
why not?
This
Here we go, guys.
This is the kind of shirt you could just throw on and sip your scotch.
It might be better than a Guido. I mean, I don't know.
What a Guido? No, that's called a guinea tea.
Guido. Is it a wife beater too? I mean, I don't know.
We don't go by that anymore.
I know that. Let's see what she's got.
This is it. So I know it looks really weird. Like the fabric is really nice. It's 95% micro modal and 5% spandex. I moved the production to Vietnam because to get them made here, it was just so insanely expensive. I tried getting them made here first, but it just, when you're dealing with apparel, it's impossible. That's why those untucked shirts.
Bob loves spandex, so
right.
Bob is a huge fan of spandex.
Usually,
absolutely.
When he does his ballerina,
happy Joey when he's on his Segway.
More girls have bought. Wait, is everybody Italian on this thing?
Yeah. Even the Moroccan,
even the Polish and Scottish guy has Italian in him.
I want to go to Scotland so bad. I would probably go to Scotland first or Ireland if I had my choice.
I think that you're thinking of the other Scottish guy you had a photo of.
We still don't even know who that guy was.
Outlander. God damn it.
I don't think any of us are ever getting mistaken for Sam Heughan.
Right. Too funny. But getting back into the final third of the cigar, and this is where I really fell in love with the cigar, because it just kind of becomes like this very straightforward, like chocolatey infused, like wood tobacco notes kind of dominate the experience. It just kind of introduces the smoker to like that carefree country lifestyle, like you said, the fishing, the hunting, just being out in the woods. The retrohale completely settles down to like creamier notes of that leather, and you just realize this final third is just like a leather bomb type of smoke, which is my favorite type of cigar. I just love leathery notes on a cigar. And yeah, Kyle, you're holding up your cigar smoked whiskey.
Yeah,
that is the final and third direction of a pairing that we take things. So in this direction, for the cigar smoked whiskey, we get like a nice, perfectly charred, chocolate covered sherry explosion of flavor on the palate. Overall, the pairing lures the smoker directly to the campfire in the middle of the woods. And this pairing is like the epitome of America meets Scotland.
Yeah.
And I'm Thunderstruck.
Oh.
Well done. Well done.
You're shaking at the knees.
Wow. I like that, Joey. You're okay. Yeah. You can write. I mean, we can't say that he can't write. He can't dress, but he can write.
Can't dress, can't drink deep, but he can write.
I need a Tavander. That's why.
Hey, Tara, do you want to sell those? Tara, do you want to try to sell those and get the website for our listeners? Maybe they might be interested in those shirts.
So, they could just call me directly, and I'll just bring it to them. That's kind of where I'm at right now.
555-5555.
Be careful. You never want to give out a telephone number to our audience, because
there's a lot of like it's a lot of legal stuff that I have to do first. So
we don't know nothing about that. It fell off the truck, right, Lou?
Exactly.
I keep thinking about the hand on the thigh.
Yeah, when you're working with spandex, there's a lot of legalities.
What are you sorry? That's the hand on the
thigh. In this.
So, Lou, Jack, how do we do on the pairing here?
You're spot on as far as I can tell you.
All right, excellent.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed learning about the cigar and listening to it, and it really kind of felt like we've like this. The whiskey of ours that you've chosen is like big, bold, massive, heavy hitter, thunderstriking, super dark, sherry bomb, and then you described your cigar as a really heavy, full nicotine laden, massive, heavy hitter, and I was like, this is just Godzilla and Mothra having a cuddle.
Yes, absolutely.
It just seems to be getting on really, really well. I think you guys are right. We put the whiskey out at cast strength, and it does drink wetter with a little bit of water in it. But that's the choice that we've made, and it seems that your cigar really goes through the phases as people smoke it. So
I can't wait for you to smoke the cigar. That's where what we're all having fun with.
What's funny is that the labels are both green and white.
Yeah, let me go back.
That's pretty good, actually. Yeah.
Look at you, Joey. Look at
you.
Let me
get that up there. Look at that.
You could get a bit of gold foiling in there, and it'd be perfect. Yeah.
I know, right?
Oh, yes. Look at Joey.
Look how dark that whiskey is.
Again.
Right. Look at that.
It's almost as dark as your shirt.
It is. It's amazing.
And
I would just say again, because I keep saying it because people don't believe me, that is the natural color.
Right.
Yeah. Everybody, you gotta get on this, the whiskylab.com. This is like, I've been sipping whiskey for over 10 years now, and this is like my new favorite niche right now. Is these
really
bottlers. Good. Yeah, and it just.
And I'm a chick.
What are some of the other unique distilleries that you have available for us?
So we just did one, and I'm not sure if there's any left but I think there might be. There was one called Bat Out of Hell. Because you might have noticed that my other great passion, other than Scotch, is good music. So all of our records, all of our whiskeys share a name with a classic record. Yeah, but it always makes sense. So Thunderstruck was called Thunderstruck because it's like heavy hitting, with strike of lightning sort of stuff. Bat Out of Hell is even more wild. It was distilled at Macduff Distillery. which again you guys don't see a lot of over stateside, and we bottled it. We actually reduced the strength of it, and we reduced it all the way down to 60.0%.
Wow.
It's natural cask strength.
Wow.
13 years old, and its natural strength was like 65% or something crazy. So we thought, we got to take that down. So we called it Bat Out of Hell, and I think only like 10 cases went stateside, which was like 60 bottles.
Wow.
I know it's now in the Flatiron Room, and it's in Jack Rose. I don't know where else it is, but it might still be in the Whiskey Lab. And we've got some other stuff going over. We did an amazing 34-year-old single grain whiskey called A Girl Like You.
Wow.
But I mean, it's like, that sounds really like amazing, like impressive to be a big age statement, but because it was single grain, not single malt, the pricing is
still
Uncharted Hell took the show at Whiskey Fest in NYC in Chicago. Yeah, we did pretty well there.
Awesome.
So, hey, Whiskey Lab, if you're watching, can you tell us if there's any left?
I need one bottle for the winners. Come on, Whiskey Lab. All I want is one bottle. Give it
I think there's a few bottles left, and so we're right about it at that time. So keep an eye out for the article on this pairing. It's going to publish on whiskeynetwork.net on March 5th, about that time. Just keep an eye out for that pairing. This is going to be an awesome article.
Fantastic, Joey. Great pairing. I mean, totally enjoyable. Lou, thank you very much for providing us the I'm going to say, me, since I'm probably the only fisherman out of these clowns.
Kyle's a fisherman, isn't he?
They don't have patience, Lou. You have to have patience. Yeah, okay.
Hey, he likes fishing in Scotland. He's in Morocco now, ready to go fishing.
Moroccan. Where are you going to fish in Morocco? There's plenty to fish in Morocco.
Ronnie has goldfish.
Ronnie has.
Yeah, I pick up all my dead fish out of my fish tank all the time. What are you talking about?
All right, get your hashtags in. We're going to go to sponsorship.
Yeah, show the hashtag one more time. Get to share, everybody.
Thanks,
There's a great pairing.
All right, Tara.
Take care. Thanks so much for having us, kiddo.
Bye, Tara.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Nice meeting you guys.
And
Nice
Jack, if you want to take off too, because it's like 3 a.m. there, go ahead.
I'll hang around to see the entries.
Look at that. He's too worked up to go to sleep.
Questions?
No, we don't need them. We got Kyle doing the work.
Oh, Kyle's
tonight.
doing the work.
Yeah, I like that. I like when Kyle does all the work.
Look at that. Marshall Scott Henry already pre-ordered Whiskey Lab bottle. All right. Thank you very much, Marshall. Everybody else, if you did a pre-order, let us know. Let's give a shout out to you. There you go. Richard Beard's putting out the information also. Our listeners are there trying to support you guys.
All right, perfect. We'll come back right after these words from some of our wonderful friends who happen to be sponsors.
Yeah.
Another day in paradise, slanging cigars.
Howard G Cigars is a dynamic new cigar brand grown from a love for cigar culture and a respect for the artisanship behind the craft. We are a minority-owned family business based in Orlando, Florida. Our current collection delivers 3 exclusive lines: the Black Moses, Magic Stick, All Pro Series featuring Leon Searcy's signature cigar and Ike Taylor's one-of-a-kind, and the newly released Perfect Round, featuring 18 cigars, a front 9 and a back 9. Visit our website at www.howardgcigars.com. You can find a full list of our retail partners there too. Thank you for making us part of your humidor.
This is Phil Morgan, General Manager of Missouri Meerschaum Corncob Pipes in Washington, Missouri. Our mission since 1869 has been to produce great smoking pipes that anyone can afford. We guarantee our pipes won't be your most expensive, but they just might be the ones you smoke the most. At Missouri Meerschaum Company, we don't just sell our corncob pipes. We grow them, make them, and smoke them. Missouri Meerschaum, Washington, Missouri, since 1869.
Loyalty, passion, courage. These are the founding principles of K by Karen Berger Cigars. The Maduro, the Habano, and the newly rated 93 by Cigar Journal Connecticut. Do yourself a favor and check out this wonderful line of cigars that come from a completely linear company from seed to your hands. A family of 4 generations in tobacco. It started in Odense, Denmark, 141 years ago, 1882, with a factory and a retail store by Erik Peter Stokeby. 4th Generation is a premium quality brand consisting of a selection of tin and loose tobaccos made in Denmark, pipes made of the finest quality briar, and superior accessories from leather goods, lighters, and pipe tools. The selection of 4th Generation products are available in premium pipe and cigar stores in the US and many European countries. Check out 4thGenPipeTobacco.com.
And we're back, folks.
We're back. I had a question. Bob and I were tossing this around. Jack, so when you're selecting the barrel and you obviously you're doing a quick little tasting before you make your selection. And when you're obviously you're probably opening more than one, right? So you've got a few from the same distillery and you're saying, okay, this is going to be the one. When you actually took that sample out and put it in your little Glencairn or whatever you're using, or your syringe, however you want to do this. When you saw,
just inject it right in, mainline it.
When you saw that color, were you kind of a little surprised or shocked by that?
Yeah, it was Thunderstruck. Like that's the whole point. Was like when we saw that cask come out, because that was 2 casks. That wasn't one. That was 2.
Oh, that was 2. Okay,
casks, and there only was 2. Yeah, and because the sherry influence was so huge, they were very, 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 very similar. We couldn't have told the difference. So we merged the 2 casks together. We put them together. So this actually wasn't a single cask bottling. 2 casks.
2 casks. Okay.
So we got 500
and some odd bottles.
Something like that.
Was it the sherry cask that really dominated that color to it?
100%. Yeah. And I know you guys will know this, but a lot of people don't. But when whiskey is distilled, it comes out the same color as water. Perfectly.
Right. Exactly.
And all the color in whiskey comes from the cask it's aged in. Yeah. So if that cask has been used for, let's say, bourbon before, it gets this kind of like lovely golden color. If it's been used for a really dark sherry before, it takes that on. And it takes a little bit on in the first week and a little bit more in the second month and a little bit more over the course of the years. So so this was a really, really active cask. Like,
wow,
casks are like tea bags.
Right.
If you use a tea bag once, you get a really good cup of tea.
Yeah.
If you use a tea bag 6 times in a row, there's nothing left for it to give.
Yeah, there's no more giving.
Right.
No more tea bagging.
Yeah. No, absolutely not. No, that's
the American tea bag.
Rota.
Who's just shaking his head?
Only Joey does tea bagging, on the Segway around the mall.
Listen, you don't want to know what that means in our culture here. So please,
okay. One of us on the show has got to represent. You know what I mean?
All right. So for our first prize, before we get to our grand prize, let's go to Lou. Lou, what is our lucky winner going to get on our first roll of the dice, so to speak?
Well, this week we're dropping our brand new core line. It's been something we've had in development for over a year. We've got 2 sizes, a Robusto and a Toro. We've got an orange packaging. It is our Oscuro. So we'll do a 5-pack of the Oscuro and some Lure swag that we've got. So the Big Joe and the Little Joe that we've got here. Nice. You can see them here. That's a double Maduro. This is kind of a bold cigar. It would also pair well with whiskey. So if the people are out there, give it a chance to try it. It's dropping next week at retailers on our website. Nice. So the Big Joe is the Toro and the Little Joe is the Robusto.
Nice.
We'll give a 5-pack out.
Tonight's cigar, I just want to confirm. What's the Vitola on tonight's cigar?
Tonight's cigar is a Robusto Extra. It's 5.5 by 52.
Okay.
Right, because it's kind of almost a Toro, but not.
Yeah. It was kind of
in the middle.
So I like to do a 5x50 or a 5x52 in terms of Robusto, depending on the blend. And I like to do a 6x50 or a 6x54. And so if I was only going to do one release, I decided to do a Robusto Extra, which is 5.5 by 52. So you got kind of the best of both worlds.
Great choice. Great choice in sizing. Great choice.
Perfect.
So winners, make sure you send me your address so I can get it over to Lou so you can get those prizes tonight, okay? Lou is going to be sending out all 3 prizes, so please make sure you get that information. We'll send it over to him as sooner the better so he can get that off his plate.
Absolutely.
All righty. So, Kyle, here we go. The first.
Here's the hashtag, folks. Get it in. You got 3 chances to win 3 prizes here.
All right. So we're going to get everyone's in. Make sure you're spelled correctly. This is only available for Facebook and YouTube. So make sure you got your hashtags in. And I've already seen people go on both Facebook and YouTube to put in for double the chances. Hey, make it work. You know,
make it work. That's right.
Yeah, if you're on YouTube, one or the other, throw it on both. Give yourself the best. Stack the cards in your favor, as they say.
Give yourself a chance. So
give yourself a chance. Don't worry. If you see mine come up, don't worry. I won't let anybody know I'm a few of my aliases.
Teabag Frank.
Yeah.
One-Eye Wally.
One-Eye Wally. Yes, that's me.
Let's spin that wheel. All right. We got
a lot of people are in. A lot of people.
Ooh.
It's going to be
newbies in there. Brent. Brent Hagen.
Kid.
He's back
Congratulations, Brett. All right. There you go.
Make sure you get your info over to Ronnie so that he can make sure
probably
that
has your info, but just send it again because Ronnie loses things.
And what did Brent win?
He got the 5-pack of the Oscuro.
5-pack of the Oscuro and some lure swag. We'll put some extra swag in there.
Nice. Right. Congratulations, Brett.
Okay. Second prize, Lou. What's the second prize?
Don't worry, Colin. You haven't lost yet. You still got
the second prize. What we'll do, the second prize, we'll do a 5-pack of the Jolly Walleye. This is the cigar we smoked tonight.
Nice.
This is our holiday release. We'll do it every year in November, December. It'll come out. So we'll do a 5-pack of the Jolly Walleye and some lure swag that we have.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah. Nice.
Perfect.
And Brent is there. So he said I'm here, right? I'm sure he did.
Oh, wait. Did he? Yeah. Brent, are you here? We forgot about it. We got to make sure he's looking.
Yeah.
Brent, you got the big 10-second countdown here. Make sure.
Yeah, he's here.
He's there.
He said, thanks, guys.
Yes,
okay.
All right.
Awesome.
Yeah, Brent's here.
All right. 2 more prizes, folks.
All right. Here's going for number 2. Let's spin that wheel.
God, I'm enjoying this pairing. I don't want it to end.
It is nice, Frank. It is nice.
I don't want it to end. This is Joe. You know, you have to send us bigger samples.
Brian Lewis. There you go.
Nice.
Brian, make sure you send me your address, buddy. Congratulations, Brian Lewis.
Nice.
And are you here? Make sure you're here, Brian.
Yeah, are you here, Brian?
Are you here?
Double check.
We get a little applause action, Ronnie or Kyle. We should get a little applause action.
Should we do that? We can do that. Yeah, why not? Hold on. Let me get there.
Gotta applaud these guys.
Where's Brian at? We haven't seen Brian yet. Where's he at?
Brian, you got 10 seconds.
10 seconds
on a slow countdown. 10, 9.
There he is.
There he is. All right.
All right. So
you're going to enjoy it, Brian. These amazing cigars. Thank you.
And now we've got.
Send me that address, Brian.
The big prize. The big prize coming up.
Bottle and wow, look at this.
Woo.
Oh, wow.
You got a bottle of that scotch, which I'm going to have to hunt down after the show because I can tell you it's phenomenal. But we'll do a sampler of all of our core line that we have going out.
Wow.
So you got a Jolly Walleye, Oscuro.
Thank you so much, Lou.
Wow, Lou, that's awesome, man. Thank you so much.
You bet.
Let that spin a lot, man. Keep that spinning going there,
Make
Kyle.
sure you get your names in there. Oh crap,
Brent. damn it. Come on, you won.
Like, damn it.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you give somebody this much and they want that much.
Be grateful for what you got.
Brian Joyner goes, damn, I get excited when I seen Brian. Yeah.
So this is the final one, the final
countdown, the biggie.
The final
the big fish.
This is for the bottle, which we'll procure for you. And then you're getting the 4 5-packs from Lure Cigar. What a
wow. What a great night. Holy cow.
So let's make sure we got everyone in, and are we ready to spin? Are we ready?
I think it's the grand finale, guys. Everybody, you're in. This is it.
Maybe we just end the show. We keep
everyone. Then keep them waiting. Let them sit here and wait.
And how long did that spin go for? About an hour?
Yeah, we're gonna get that going, and then we'll make sure you're within the North America here, because
Canada is tough.
We're not shipping alcohol across the lines here, So
alcohol's tough to get across.
We might be shipping to Morocco this go around. Morocco, are you ready?
It's only 3:30 in the morning over there, and he's still hanging in there. He's not going to go to sleep tonight, I can tell you. He's too wound up.
No, he's thunderstruck.
He's thunderstruck. Yeah. Let's go. All right, let's one last time spin that wheel and hit the button. Come on, Kyle. What are you doing here?
There we go. Ooh, look at everybody getting all excited. I see their names, but they're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Am I going to do this?
Oh, Matty Molly! The West Coast kid pulls it up. Holy shit.
This guy
Are you still here, Matt? I think he went to sleep.
Yeah, he's still here, Matt.
10-second countdown, Matt.
Are you here, Matt?
We only give Matt 5 seconds.
8. 5? No. 7. 6.
Here.
5. 4.
Matt, where are you,
3.
Matt, it's getting
2,
close. Matt.
1.
Where are you, Matt?
Matt, come on, you're a regular follower. Hurry up.
Where are you?
Oh, here he is. He goes, I'm here. He's screaming. I can hear him yelling. Look at it.
Oh, no, that's the wrong Matt.
That's the wrong Matt.
Oh, there he is. There's the Matt.
Hey.
Wow, he went down to the wire.
He went down.
Man, we had a long count on that one. Holy shit. Hey, congratulations to all you winners. Hey, next time, would you guys speed up on the, I'm here. This is killing us, all right? Really? Oh, God. Oh, my God. Hey, guys, thank you. Amazing prizes.
What an awesome pairing tonight.
Oh,
wow.
Absolutely.
An incredible pairing. Absolutely. Joe, you did it again. I'm so glad we made you famous. Or infamous. Turn the hat around so you don't have to be a gangster. I know.
Couldn't have done it without you guys.
Yeah, I bet you could. Anyway, guys, it was been a fabulous show. I know the audience is super stoked to listen to what happened tonight.
Stroke? Yeah, the audience is stoked.
Forget about it. Jesus Christ, you don't like my New York talking. I'm going to Morocco. So anyway. Really, thank you so much. And to hang out for us all this time out in Morocco. I hope you have a great time out there. I hope you had fun.
Thank you.
I hope you can go to sleep without thinking of Joey.
Thank you for taking the time out of your personal vacation to hang out with us.
Yes. And keep an eye out for that article. It'll drop March 5th.
Look out.
And Lou,
keep an eye on it.
Lou, keep fishing and keep dropping some lures in the water, because all I know is I want to keep reeling them in.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm loving
Appreciate
this brand. I'm loving this brand.
Appreciate you guys.
Excellent.
We should do a collaboration. We'll call it Reeling in the Years.
There you go.
I like that. Might be trademark. I don't know.
They might sue us. Steely Dan or whatever might sue us.
That's right.
Hey, Lou, you gotta come over to the Chicago International Pipe Show at the Cigar Emporium with this, dude.
Yeah.
You gotta come over. I'm telling you, this is big.
Jack, we'll see you in Belarus in 2026 or what? What do you
Belarus?
Think? Yeah, there you go.
Right, okay.
2026.
guys,
Anyway,
it's been so much fun. Thank you for having me.
No, thanks for coming on board and staying so late.
Next time.
Yeah,
I'll see you next time stateside.
All right,
absolutely.
Yeah, next time stateside. Joey will stay in touch with you for the next pairing.
Joey,
okay.
Next pairing is when? March 11th.
March 11th.
March 11th.
March 11th, folks. March 11th. So stay tuned. Another great pairing.
Next show.
Stone Street Bourbon.
Stone Street Bourbon and
Anthelius Fields, AT Fields Cigars.
There we go.
Nice.
Yep. So another incredible brand. So
stay
make
tuned.
sure you don't miss
Stay
it.
tuned.
Yep.
Stay tuned.
Absolutely. Everybody, have a great night.
Everybody.
Viewers,
good night.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Good night, all.
Everybody.
Take care.
Tell my brothers to line them up. We'll drink that whiskey from those old dirty cups. We'll toast to the present, the future, and the past. This ain't my first drink, but I sure it ain't my last. 'Cause this world is so beautiful. I see its love come shining through. This world is so beautiful. I feel its love come shining through.